we will study flexible rate of exchange. Flexible rate of exchange is that rate of exchange where the currency value is determined on the basis of market forces, demand and supply. So after the meaning of flexible rate of exchange, now we will study the basic concepts of demand and supply with the exchange rate. First, we will study the relation of demand with the exchange rate. Other things remaining constant means other things remain same. There is an inverse relationship between demand and exchange rate. Now we will explain this relation with the help of one example. Here there are two axes, OY axis and OX axis. On OY axis we are taking rate of exchange where we are taking Indian rupee with the US dollar, and on OX axis we are taking only demand factor of foreign currency, and US dollar is taking as an example of foreign currency. We all know that demand curve slopes downward, so DF is a demand curve of foreign currency. When rate of exchange is OR, then the demand of foreign currencies is OQ. But when the rate of exchange arises from OR to OR1, it means जब rate arise होता है OR से OR1 में, then the demand for foreign currency reduces from OQ to OQ1. So the diagram is showing there is an inverse relationship of demand with the exchange rate. When the rate of exchange rises, the demand decreases. Now we will study the relation of supply with the exchange rate. Other things remain constant means there will be no change in other factors. There is a positive relation between exchange rate and supply. Let's explain this point with the help of suitable diagram. Again there are two axes, OY axis and OX axis. On OY axis we are taking rate of exchange where the Indian rupee is taking against US dollar, and on OX axis we are taking only supply factor of foreign currency, and US dollar is an example of foreign currency. We all know that supply curve slopes upward. So when exchange rate is OR, then the quantity supply of foreign currency is OQ. But when exchange rate arises from OR to OR1, then the quantity of foreign currency in the form of supply also increases from OQ to OQ1. So the diagram is showing there is a positive relation between exchange rate and supply. So when exchange rate rises from OR to OR1, quantity supply of foreign currency also rises from OQ to OQ1. Now we will study next topic, determination of exchange rate with the help of market forces, demand and supply. So let's explain this topic with the help of diagram. So in the diagram, so again there are two axes, OY axis and OX axis. On OY axis we are taking rate of exchange, again Indian rupee with the US dollar, and now on OX axis we are taking both factors simultaneously, demand and supply of foreign currency, and here US dollar is taking as an example of foreign currency. We all know that demand curve slopes downward, so DF is the demand curve of foreign currency. Supply curve slopes upward, so SF is a supply curve of foreign currency, where demand and supply both are intersecting at one point, that is equilibrium point. So at E point, demand of foreign currency is equivalent to supply of foreign currency. So this is called equilibrium point. At this point exchange rate is OR, and demand and supply both of foreign currencies OQ. Demand and supply of foreign currency US dollar is OQ.